Hi, this is Editor Troxel. In the last tutorial, we learned how to add new tabs so that we could have multiple displays on a custom command. We're going to go in and modify that a little bit today so that we do get the Vegas variable passed to both of the tabs. And then we're going to learn how to run a script from a script. So, I have had a request to learn how to run a script from a script. Actually, you can't run a script from a script, but you can run one from a custom command. So if you're wanting to run a script, you're going to have to create a custom command that does all the calls to the other scripts. So let's see how that's done. There's a few changes that we have to make to our custom command in order to first pass the Vegas variable to the various tabs. So the first thing I have done here is where we create the new tabs, I have now added the myVegas variable there so that we pass the Vegas variable to the two tabs. Then we have to modify each of the tab controls to accept that new variable. So let's go in and look at tab 2. And you will see that we have now added the using script portal.vegas to that tab. That's a very important thing. I went ahead and created a myVegas variable in the tab. And then here we have added the Vegas input from the original form so that the Vegas variable is now passed into this tab. Once it is passed into the tab, we just set myVegas equals Vegas, and then we can use myVegas throughout this tab the same as we did on all of our other scripts. So let's look over at tab 1 and we'll see the same thing. We've added using script portal.vegas. We've added the Vegas into the my tab creation. Then we've created the myVegas variable, and we've added the myVegas equals Vegas. So that is how we can get the Vegas variable passed to the actual tab so that each of the tabs can actually access Vegas. So now let's look at our changes to tab 1 that were made. First of all, I've created a little bitty script called called script. If we look in our test script folder, you can see I have the script to call.cs right here. I've created a new script, and if I edit that, you'll see it's just a simple little script that has a message box in it that says this is a called script. So all it does is say this is a called script when you run it. I've also copied my import from Vegas Stream DLL into this same folder so that everything is in the same location, and we're going to create one button that calls the called script. We're going to create one button that calls the compiled script, and then we're going to create another button that will actually let us create a script on the fly. So let's double click here and we will see that this button right here is a run test script, and all we do is take myvegas.run script file, and then it is expecting a string, and the string is the path to that script file. Notice that we have 2 slashes between each section. That's because the slash is a special command, and to actually get 1 slash between the letters you have to use 2 slashes. The run script file will actually let you use it 2 different ways. First of all, you can just put in the name of the script file. Alternately, you can put a comma, and then you can add your script arguments if there are some script arguments to pass. We'll talk about script arguments in a different tutorial. For our second button, this is the one that's going to run the import script. We do the exact same thing, and we have myvegas.run script file, and then this is going to run the import from Vegas Stream DLL. This is so that we can tell the difference between a standard text script and a compiled script. So let's check both of those out. So we go to View, Extensions, My Task Custom Command, and this is our called script, which we said just had a simple message box saying this is the called script. So when we push this, it says this is the called script, just like we expected. When I do the run import from stream, you will see that it does pull up our stream import script just as same as it did the text script. So it doesn't matter if your script is compiled or your script is just plain text, you can run them from a custom command. Now let's look at our third button. In this button, we're actually going to create a script on the fly. So this button I called Create Script, and we are going to create a string variable, and so we're going to literally put all the lines of the script into this string. So first of all, we have the using Windows Forms, and then here I have my script plus equals means it's going to just add this line to the end of the previous string that is already there. So we add this using script portal.vegas. Then we have to add the public class entry point and then our open bracket. Then we have our public void from Vegas with the Vegas variable. And then for this routine, we have our open bracket. And then I have a message box that says created script, and then we close that subroutine. And then finally we have the close bracket that matches the entry point open bracket. Let's look at what this script would actually look like if it was just plain text. So it would have looked more like this if we were actually writing the script from scratch. So what we did was we just took each of these lines and put them in their own line up here and then added them to the variable myScript. So what we end up with is a string that looks like this, but it's got the entire script in it, so it doesn't matter whether or not it's properly formatted or anything. In this case, we're using the myVegas, only this time we're using run script text. When you're doing a run script text, the first thing that it wants to know is what kind of script is this. So you use the script engine type, and when we press the dot, you will see that we have various different options here. So we have our C#, our JScript, we have a precompiled, we have VB script. So you can choose from any of these options. This one happens to be a C# script, so I chose C#. And then we just pass it the string that contains the actual script. So now when we go back and test this, when we run this create a script, notice it says created script. So it runs just like it did before. So now we can pass the Vegas variable to the various tabs so that we can actually do stuff in Vegas with the various tabs. But beyond that, we can actually run separate scripts from within the custom command. This can't be done from another script because you will get an error message. The running of a script can only be done from a custom command. Please sign up at www.JETDV.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.